Okay, now we have our temporary surface for our parking lot created. So as I said, we're going to create a parking lot in a two-step process. First, a temp surface, general grading of the area, major slope break information is assigned. And now that we have the surface molded or shaped the way we want, now we're going to create the parking lot object and all the elements within that object. So beginning on page 1-34 at the bottom, you can see creating the parking lot object in our training guide. We're going to continue and go through basically the top of page 137. And we're going to go ahead and create the main part of the edges of pavement in the parking lot. So I'm going to hop back into Power Civil, open up my modeler file, and get kind of focused on the parking lot. And to begin, I'm going to create a new object. This time the object type, parking. Click OK. So it adds it to the model. So that becomes the active object. And now I'm going to create new elements. Modeler, elements, new. And I'm going to create them using the drape option. And I'm going to drape on temp 1. Entire element, use reference element association. So now whenever temp 1 changes, the parking lot elements should change as well. So I'll go around and select them. So I'll select the edges of pavement here. Oops. And that one. And once I select them all, I click apply. And they're added to the parking lot. So you can kind of see that nothing really changed in the contours. They look the same as the temp surface, and that's because they are. They picked up the elevation from the temp surface. Now on the curb returns here, I'm going to go ahead and drape those on the model. So I'll drape that one and that one. I'll drape those on the model. Okay. And then before I move on, I want to go ahead and I added that temp surface to the model. So if I go to Modeler, Model, Edit, I can see temp 1 is part of the model. And I don't want that surface in the model. I just need it for elevation, not part of the model. So I'll highlight it, hit Remove, click Process, and I'll see my model without temp surface in it. It's still there and it's still updating. It's just no longer part of this particular model called Tower. And the final thing I want to do is I want to create or share the elements along the roadway. So what I'm going to do is edit my object under Object Edit. And these dashed orange lines and the orange edge of pavement, those were created when we did the roadway. So that element was created when we did the roadway. So they're site elements already. I just need them to be part of this parking lot. So in the parking lot object edit dialog, I'm going to switch to elements. And I've got three options here. I'm going to add elements to object. So I get to choose graphically which ones I want to add to the object. I can also remove elements from this dialog. I can see the elements that are part of parking lot at this point. So what I want to do is select the highlight color here that I can see, and I'm going to select, using Power Selector, I'm going to select that element, the edge of pavement there, and also the other one down at the bottom. So I've selected three. and I'm going to apply those and add those to the parking lot as well. So they were site elements, and I shared them between the two objects, the entrance road and the parking lot, and so now I tie or right along that seam, if you will, of my roadway. So the two objects kind of tie right there. So next, to complete the parking lot, we'll do the curb and gutter around the islands and such. So we'll continue the curb and gutter that we started on the roadway all along the back, and we'll do some raised curb islands and so forth.